Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, August 2nd. It is 6:22 right now. Market's in the open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a few more things here to update. And it looks like we are good to go. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, the links are sent out. All right, guys, as people continue to join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Right, going down to the 8 hour. Down to the 4 hour. Going down to the 2 hour. Going down to the 1 hour. Down to the 30 minute. Down to the 15. Down to the 10 minute. Back down to the 1. And it looks like we are good to go. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, August 2nd. Happy Friday, everyone. 6:26 right now. Market's going to open up in about 4 minutes. I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity above is at 40,237. And the closest level below is at 39,948. So, all right, with that said, see where the market takes us. So we had news this morning, of course, NFP guys over here at 5:30. So I'm gonna mark that up real quick. Obviously, you guys can see it's the huge candle right here. We got more news at 7 o'clock, and that's gonna be it for today. ATR is currently at 28. That's because of the big push over here for NFP. Price spiked up. Let's see. So price spiked up about 85 points, and then it spiked down about 276 points. So just a heads up, because I know probably some of you guys did see my social media. I'm just gonna put it here in the chat anyway so that you guys can see. So I've officially locked in 2,300K accounts. I just passed the remaining of my evals. So I just posted it right there in the group if you guys want to see. So yeah, now I have 20 PA 300K accounts on Apex. So yeah, here are my accounts. Obviously, I only traded the eval accounts. I locked in. I trade over here during pre-market around news time when the volatility was super high. I don't typically recommend people do it because it's super risky, but if you kind of have an idea where price is going to go, because like I knew price was going to drop because the news was negative. So I took the sell and obviously made my goal right there. So yeah, these are all my accounts. So now I have 20. This is my personal account, and then obviously my other Apex accounts right here for PA. They're all PA'd and funded now. So it took a long time, but it was well worth the wait. As you guys know, I've been trying to pass these 300K evals for a couple months now. A lot of ups and downs, lot of just break evens, and finally, the only news event day where you can really do something like this is NFP, because all of the other news events kind of spike both ways. This even spiked both ways here too. It almost trapped me for a buy, but then I saw it come down and I saw the news was negative, so I took the sell and then I wrote it down to its TP. So yeah, exactly. Nick said like 5 months. Yeah, no, for sure. I was expecting to pass it in like 2 months, but obviously it's not that easy. And I think Apex has the hardest 300K account. So now that I'm at P8 on these accounts, I'm just going to lower my contract size to 7 contracts. And then my goal every day is to take one trade. If I take one winning trade, that's going to lock me in about 10,100. And if I take two winning trades, that's going to lock me in about 20,000 for the day. So, now that I have 300K accounts, I can just lower my risk and just take the trades that I think are quality. So yeah, thanks guys. Thanks CJ. Thanks everyone. All right, guys, market's about to open up in about 15 seconds and we will see where price goes. You can see price already corrected all the way back up. So price is pretty much to where it was before news. And, we'll go from there. All right. So this right here is the opening candle. I'll be looking for some market flow entries, but I'm not going to force any trades here. Today's Friday, it's NFP, so I'm expecting some volatility here. Nice. Daniel said he's done for the day. He already got his 40 pips, 40 points. Nice, Daniel. It's perfect. So let's see if the market actually moves today. Hopefully. It's not really much of a direction or really any movement here. Price is currently at these sessions right now. So we're currently in a bullish bias right now because price is above the pivots. Trend meter is green, pivots are angling up, divergence is bullish. So I'll probably be looking for some buys here. However, I'm going to look for price to push up out of this current area. I mean, it's going to be tough because there's a sessions up here too. So closest level of liquidity again is going to be up here. First target's going to be probably the New York low right here. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, exactly. Daniel said good start to the weekend. Yeah, no, for sure. If you guys made your profits already for the day, like I did, it looks like Daniel made his profits for the day as well. You don't have to trade on Friday. Just keep that in mind. Friday's typically it's a bit of a riskier day for a lot of people. Joe said, how did Daniel do that within the first candle? I smell some insider trading. I think Daniel, it looks like what he probably would have done was he caught the correction right here. Yeah, see, so Daniel said he was trading pre-market because whenever price dumps like this, I do expect some sort of correction, and that's kind of where I would have seen that right here. There was a V1 variation down here. This is kind of where you could have got in for the correction. There was a double body V1 variation right here off the lower low, and then prices started climbing up and climbing up higher. Price is pretty much following through with what was happening pre-market with the NFP news. So the NFP news was negative. As you guys can see over here, for the most part, most of it was negative. Unemployment rate was negative, NFP was negative, non-farm payroll, average weekly hours was also negative. So for the most part, a lot of the stuff here was negative, and price is just reacting to the news. The news was negative, so price is supposed to come down. However, if price continues to come back up, then, obviously we'll be looking for some possible push to the upside. But as of now, price is just going to keep pushing down. If this is the case and price continues to push down, that's completely fine. We don't have to look for buys today. If price continues to drop from where it's currently at, the first target price point is going to be the liquidity down here. So we just got to see what the market's giving us for the day. I mean, right now, the market's not really doing too much. If anything, price can pretty much just consolidate. If price does shoot back up, it looks like the consolidation range will be between the 40,000 mark right here and the 40,200 mark, which is about a 200-point range, which is pretty wide. It's pretty wide. If that corrects back up, that's going to be the range. If not, then, we can expect price to drop even further down. I don't think there's any more sessions down here. So the target price point will be the liquidity. And if it drops lower than that, it'll be the liquidity down here, which I think is part of the daily liquidity. So we'll see where this takes us. Again, not going to force any trades here, just going to take something when it comes up and if it comes up properly. Let's see, Nick said might come up and reject level. Yeah, I can see that too. It was super negative in comparison to the consensus as well. Yeah, looking at the consensus over here, they were forecasting it to be 175, just slightly negative, but it was very, very down. So it was down about, like 70K in points right there. That's a lot. So if it continues to drop, just like what Nick said, it bounced off the levels right there. If anybody was looking to take a levels entry, the level strategy is still a good strategy, guys. So just a heads up, if you guys want to take it, feel free. But looking at the current volatility of these candles, we might have to use a bigger TP stop loss. Because I think the 15-15 might be a little too tight, guys. Just by the way, price is currently moving. You might want to use a 25-25. I don't know if this volatility is going to stay like this. You might even want to use a 30-30. The ATR is super high right now. It's currently at, Nick said 40 ATR. It's pretty much around there. 38, 39, 40. So you probably want to use, I think a 30-30 ATR or a 30-30 TP stop loss might be better right now because the volatility is extremely high. We did 15-15 because the market was so slow before, but now it's starting to pick up a bit. So, I mean, if that's the case, I just gotta, let's see, I'm gonna try to do some calculations real quick. So if I'm doing 30-30, my risk is, we'll say 525. So 4 units. Okay, so I'm gonna wait and see like what I want to change it to because if I do this to 30-30, I gotta lower my contract size to 4 units. Yeah, I'm gonna let the market kind of breathe a little bit because the volatility is just really high right now. I don't know if it's gonna hold. So I don't want to go for too high of a TP stop loss when like the market starts to die back down. Because right now it's currently high, but it just might die down. If the volatility dies, then obviously I don't want to be holding on to it for too long. But I mean 30-30 looks pretty solid for the most part, at least for now. I mean 25-25 might be a little better. So I just don't want to be holding on to these positions for too long. I think I'm gonna go 25-25 instead. We'll see. I gotta see. Yeah, I think 25-25 might be better. 30-30 might just be pushing a little too much. So I'll probably do 25-25 with That's a big jump with maybe 5 units. So I'm gonna just change my stuff over here. Series template, five contracts, 25, 25. Okay, I just changed my accounts, my account copiers to I think 25 looks pretty decent. So I've changed my TP stop loss to 25. I had to adjust my contract size from 7 to 5 because we're going for a bigger move. So now I'm risking 5 contracts across pretty much all my accounts, my personal account and everything else. See, this might be one right here for market flow entry. All right, let's get in from here. The entry wasn't the best, but let me see where I can make some adjustments.
Submitted.
So 32, it's gonna move this up slightly. Should be at 32, 33. Yeah, the volatility here is kind of just all over the place. I got stopped out. I mean, it's all good. So I ate a little loss right there, guys. I mean, it's about the same as what I normally do. So the volatility here is kind of tricky, as you guys can see. And I wouldn't be surprised if this thing comes all the way back down. It's just the volatility right now it's hard to gauge like where you want to have your TP stop loss. If I had my stop loss at like 30, I still would have stopped out. But yeah, the price action right now is just not that good. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing comes all the way right back to TP. It's all good. Yeah, this NFP week's been kind of tricky. With regard to like direction for the most part. So I got stopped out on that trade. It's okay. I'm gonna go and add this to my, and there you go. It's gonna hit TP right there. I just got caught with the spike right there, unfortunately. I knew this was gonna come down, but it happens. So I'm still at one net win for the week. So I'm not necessarily in a bad position right now. I'm in an okay position because we're still net positive for the week, which is for the most part what I was aiming for. Be looking for another opportunity here. Looks like I could possibly get back in right here if possible. Let's see.
Order filled.
And the entry is not good again. So I was trying to get in right here. I'm gonna get stopped out again. Fuck me. Okay, I'm done trading for the day. I'm at break even for the week, which is fine. But yeah, the price action right now is just not that good. So I was trying to get in right here as it came back down to it looked like price was finally going to correct back to the downside, but unfortunately I got in and then it just spiked right back up. So I'm cool. Anyways, I lowered my risk, so I didn't really lose that very much. I'm at about like 1,000 for the day. So I'm gonna leave that as is. Let me just count this one too right here. Let's see, Dylan blew one account. How'd you blow the account, Dylan? Were you taking too big of a contract size? I mean, I'm only risking like 500 per trade, so my max drawdown is 7,500. So when I do take a loss, it's not not really very much. Yeah, Nick over here said the same thing. He only lost 300 between both trades, done for the day. Yeah, it's just the market's not so good today. It's Friday, it's NFP. You guys can see the price action. It's not really, so I think if anything, a bigger TP stop loss might be necessary because the ATR is so high, as you guys can see right here. The problem with this is that our stop loss is too close. So like what happens is it gets triggered and then it ends up coming right back down. So it's all good. I'm only down. Well, I'm basically break even for the week, which kind of sucks, but it's all good. I'd rather have a break even week than have a losing week, of course. So we'll keep looking for some entries here, but again, like I said, I don't know if the market's really going to move too smooth. I was hoping this one right here would bring me back to break even, and then from there I would just close it out. But unfortunately, I took 2 losses today. For half risk, of course, there might be another opportunity here for market flow because there's no direction, this might just keep going back and forth. What I was looking for here is I was looking for price to push up and then come right back down and continue climbing. But right now, there's just no direction. There's no direction up. There's no direction down. So, I mean, you're just going to get caught in the chop right here if you guys try to take any more trades. So I wouldn't trade any more between here. I would wait for it to break out of this area. Like we tried the first attempt here for it to come down, didn't come down. Tried the second attempt right here, but it's just pretty much ranging between these 2 price points right here, between the 100 and the 40,050 mark. All right, so let me just put this here real quick. Yeah, this month has been kind of back and forth. I mean, it's been really back and forth actually. Because of the I was hoping NFP would be a lot smoother. The first half of the week was kind of okay. We had a lot of trades though. We had 2 wins, 1 loss on Monday. We had 3 wins, 2 losses on Tuesday, 3 wins, 2 losses on Wednesday. Yesterday we had 1 loss, and then today we had 2 losses. So we're basically at break even for the week. Not the way I wanted to end the week, but I'm still good with where I'm currently at. I also have, well, also because I have my other PA account, so not really a big deal. It's going to bounce back next week, of course. Hopefully. Let me check the news for next week. So next Monday we have S&P Global Services PMI. Tuesday over here we have balance of trade, exports. Wednesday we have gas stock change. That's normal. Thursday we have continuing initial jobless claims 4-week average, continuing jobless claims. And then Friday, of course, over here, we don't really have anything. So there's not really too much news next week. Maybe next week will be a lot smoother because there's no news. Of course, today is NFP, so you're getting a lot of the craziness with price movement back and forth. But other than that, that's about it. So let's see. Modi's asking, quick question. Hey, Alex, how's it going, bro? I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. See, Modi's question is, quick question. How do you deal with stress over increasing contract sizes on a losing streak after a big win streak and ending up in a loss? You ever gone through that? For the most part, I don't really increase my contract sizes. I have a fixed contract size that I typically use. Like per trade, I try to risk like less than 1%. So like per trade here, I risk about 500 to 600. My max drawdown is 7,500. So it doesn't really affect me too much because I'm only risking so much. So it doesn't really affect me very much. Like my trade psychology doesn't really become affected if I'm ever on a losing streak. We're never really on a losing streak very often. Like I think our most losing streaks maybe like 2 losses. So like for this week so far, we had 3 back-to-back wins, and then we had 2 losses, 1 yesterday, 1 and 2 today. So it's basically back to break even. But like how you mentioned, you shouldn't be stressed out trading. If you're stressed out trading, it's because you're doing something you're not supposed to, right? You're either over leveraging or you're trading money that you don't have. That's those are typically the two things. For me, I'm not over leveraging. I'm pretty much risking very bare minimum. And then on top of that, I have money to trade. So it's like it doesn't really affect me. I can have some losing days, I can have some winning days, but for the most part, it doesn't really stress me out. I mean, you can see me on the camera. I might look a little discouraged because of the loss, but I'm not really stressed out about it because I understand that, losses come with a game. That's like part of the game. It's you win some, you lose some. So Modi, I think for the most part, you should probably rethink your um your risk management. I think that's the key thing. If you're okay with your risk, then you shouldn't be stressed out and you shouldn't be upset about taking losses after taking wins because it's part of the game, right? You're going to lose some, you're going to win some. And I'll show you the totals for this week so far. So let me just add up the totals right now, or actually, we'll keep looking for entries here, and then once the market kind of dies down around 7 o'clock right here, I'll put all of the trades together for the week, and then I'll cover them with you. But for the most part, I mean, looking over here at the results for the month so far, it hasn't really changed much. We just have like a lot more entries. So we probably have like 10 more entries to put in right here. But for the most part, it's going to be about the same because this is a break-even week for us. I'm not taking any more trades on my personal accounts because I'm basically trading on tilt at this point. So looking at this here, we currently have, I'm going to add like maybe 10 more trades to here. 23 wins, 13 losses, total profit of 150 points, total trades of 36 trades for the month. And we're currently at a 63.9% win rate. We're trading a 1-to-1 risk to reward. So as long as you stay above a 50% win rate, then you're solid, right? That's all that matters. If you stay above a 50% every month, that's the goal. So the goal every month is to stay above a 50% win rate. And if you can stay above a 50% win rate, pretty much every month you'll be in profit. That's the key thing. Yeah, Kevin said these candles are wild. Yeah, they are. They're kind of all over the place. So you guys can see right here, there's not very much direction. And then all of a sudden you get these huge, huge candles. Probably should have been a little bit smarter about taking the entries for today, but the thing with the market is that you can't really predict what's going to happen, right? Like this could have easily been some easy wins for us, and that could have been, we could wrap up the week solid right there if I had just one win. But because of these candles, like there's just not much, there's no direction, and the volatility here just spikes out of nowhere. Like you'll have these small candles right here, and then all of a sudden you have a huge candle right here that pushes up, and then you have a huge candle that pushes down right here. And then after you have this huge candle that pushes down like 70 points, it just shoots all the way back up. So, I mean, these candles are like 70-point candles, guys. They're not small candles. And yeah, they're just hard to I don't want to say predict because we're not really predicting the movement. It's hard to really like go with the flow because that's what the strategy is all about, right? Like market flow is just going with the flow of market. Right now, there's no flow of market. It is it's just a bunch of fake outs. Jackson said I'm dirty for what I just did, but I'm not ashamed. Yeah, Jackson probably slid some through right there, right? It's a profit. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll try to look for some more entries here, but as you guys can see, the market's not really moving too smoothly. So it's probably going to be best to either, I mean, wait for the market here to stabilize. I want to say wait for the market to stabilize, but I don't know if the market will stabilize because you can see over here. So when we were trading here earlier, I thought the market was ready to stabilize, right? It pushed down heavily right here on open, and then it kind of slowed down a little bit. I was like, okay, market's going to start moving in a decent flow. And then you just get big spikes in opposite directions, spike up, spike down, spike right back up. So realistically, what you want to wait for is for the market to stop spiking, right? You want it to stop going up and down so quickly. It's okay for it to push up and then retrace a little bit and then climb up. Like this is fine. If it climbs up like that, perfect. But if you're getting these spikes where it just keeps spiking, it's not good because like you can't really pick a direction. You can take a buy and it can be a good trade, but price can just spike down for this for a split second, stop you out, and then come right back up. So you don't want to end up in a situation like that. But again, like I said, I'll keep looking for some possible opportunities here for for entry. Price is again back above. So what you want to look for here is you want to look for price to come down sharply and then come right back up. I'm not going to take any more trades on my accounts. I'm not trying to look to do any more damage. I'm currently at break even for the week, which I'm okay with. I'd rather be at a break even for the week than have a loss because I'm not trying to go in the weekend being mad at myself for taking dumb trades. So we got price rejecting off the pivots right here. This is a possible market flow entry for a buy. Again, I don't know if the 15-15 will work well here because yeah, I don't know if it'll work well here because the volatility is too high. So you might want to use a 30-30 instead, or a 25-25 like I was using earlier. All right, so there's no swing up right here. There's no market flow entry. This candle has about 10 seconds left on it. Yeah, there's no entry there for a market flow. Let's see, Max said, I took a loss today, but well over the profit goal for my payouts on my accounts. Finally found the discipline to just walk away, especially when I don't like the current price action. Yeah, no, exactly, Max. We just talked about this a couple of weeks ago, right? This is exactly what I told you. I said, you just got to learn how to walk away sometimes. When the market's not giving you what you need, or if the volatility is too high, or if there's just no direction, it's best to just walk away because your goal in trading is to survive, guys. A lot of people want to get rich right away, but the real goal of trading is just kind of surviving through these like crazy market days. Like today's kind of a hectic day if you look at how the price is moving. I mean, you could really get stopped out or faked out on either direction, whether you're taking a buy or a sell, unless you have like a really, really wide stop loss, right? Which is not really recommended, especially with futures. So nice work, Max. Glad that you're getting that payout. I'm just going to request one more payout for my 250K accounts, and then later today I'll swap them out with my 300K accounts. So yeah, if you guys are just joining, I now have 20 300K accounts. Right now currently I have I think 11 or 12 300K account PAs, and then I have the rest in 250Ks. I'm just going to request the payouts by the 5th, of course. Or I'll do it by today, actually. And then from there, I'm going to cancel my 250K PA account. I wish I could just give them to you guys. I wish I could just hand them out to you guys, but we can't transfer accounts. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to have to give up my 250K PA accounts, and then I'm going to swap them out with my 300K PA accounts. So Monday's going to be solid. Monday I'll have 2,300K PA accounts, and my main goal is to like take one trade a day for the most part, right? Because if you do the math here, so for per trade I'm going for about 525. So I'm taking 7 contracts times 5 times 15. I make about 525 per account. I have 20 accounts, so times 20. So if I just take one trade, I'll make 10,500. That's like one win for the day. And if I take 2 wins for the day, I'll make 21,000. So that's pretty smooth, low risk. I don't have to worry about blowing my accounts because I'm only risking like about 500 per account. Max drawdown is 7,500. So I could trade for days before I have to ever worry about getting anywhere near my trailing drawdown or my max loss. So that's the key thing. Like once you have like 20 accounts, and not even just 20 accounts, once you have 2,300K accounts, you have so much risk to spread across the board. So like for me, I don't have to risk very much. That's why I don't really get stressed out with my trades. If I take a loss, I'm okay, I'm fine, because it's only $500. And then if the following week I have like a pretty solid like week with a lot of wins, then I'll make it right back. So it's not really a big deal to me. Let's see, question from Usman. What's up, Usman? So Usman said, for Apex, if I have multiple accounts, but I'm only trading with one, does it affect the accounts I haven't traded on yet? What do you mean by that, Usman? So are you talking about evals or are you talking about PAs? I'm only trading one. I mean, if you're using a copier, it'll copy to all your accounts if that's what you mean. But I'm trying to understand what you mean by affecting it. Like, how would it affect your do you mean like does it start your timeline for the accounts? Because the only accounts that will get yeah, so what are you worried about it being affected, Guzman? Are you worried about like the days traded? Or are you talking about I'm assuming it's the days traded, right? Because if you have multiple accounts, your monthly fee is going to keep renewing no matter what, whether you trade it or not. So the day that you signed up, your time starts already from that date. If you're talking about days traded, then your days traded are only going to count on the accounts that are actually traded. So if you're talking about days traded, if you didn't trade the other accounts, the days aren't going to count, which isn't really a big deal because it's 1 day pass right now. So you don't really need the 10 days to pass the accounts. Trying to think what else would you be asking about with regard to it being affected. If you're wondering if like the other accounts are going to copy, I mean, if you have a copier, then yeah, you can just do that. There's a lot of different copiers out there to use. What we use is Flowbots. Well, for the most part, most of us use Flowbots. Um, yeah, like if you want to copy the trades, we use Flowbots. We just trade on one account. Like for me, I trade my main account, which is my personal account, and then it copies to my Apex accounts. Those are that's how I do. There's another market flow entry coming up right here, guys. Again, I'm not really recommending to take it, but I'll mark it up for you guys here. The again, the 15-15 looks way too tight. I don't want to use the 25-25 or a 30-30. There's a possible market flow coming out here, but again, there's no direction. So the range that I warned you guys about earlier, it's literally at that range. So it's at 40,000 right here and the 40,200. So it's a pretty big range. This is like kind of what I warned you guys about at 6:30. I said when price is coming down, it's probably going to range between this area. And I said we shouldn't trade within this range, but I still traded anyways. Yeah, it's in exactly in the range that it was before. So we pretty much anticipated this range when market opened up over here at 6:30. It wasn't even here. So if I replayed to this candle right here, it was actually just at this point, but we already saw the rejections. So market opened up right here. We saw the rejection from that point, and we saw the rejection from here. And I mentioned, okay, price is probably just going to range between this area, which is what we didn't want to happen. And I mean, it happened. So at this point, it's probably going to keep ranging. So again, there's a market flow entry right here. There's news right here at 7 o'clock. Let me just mark this up as news. And we'll continue to look, but yeah, price is currently ranging between these two price points. It's not really a good area to trade in because there's no direction. You probably want to wait for price to break past the 40,000 mark right here. So if you're looking for sells, I would recommend waiting for price to get below the 40,000 mark right here. The target price point is going to be the liquidity, and then vice versa. Price pushes up. You want to wait for price to break above this area right here. Target's going to be the sessions. Yeah, I think this area right here is not really a good area to trade in. For me personally, it's just not a good area because it just keeps ranging back and forth. And the problem is that these candles are so big. So you measure this candle right here, this candle is like a 40-point candle, 40, 50-point candle. Way too risky. I see Usman said, okay, you answered my question. Thanks for bro, and congrats on the 300K accounts. Yeah, no problem, Usman. I figured that was your question. Like one of the questions, like, I've been trading with Apex for a while. I've been trading in general for a while. So I can kind of figure, like even without you asking, I kind of had an idea that that's what you were looking for. But yeah, the monthly, if you're talking about the monthly fees, it sucks because you can't just pause it. It just keeps charging. If you got the promo though, so the promo is running right now. It's only $40. So I think $40 is a good monthly fee for say X amount of accounts. But if you're paying the full price, like the full price, I think is 677. That's a lot. Like paying that monthly per 20 accounts, that's way too much. And then even with the basic promo, I think it's like 137. So that's, your goal is to get these accounts fast as soon get passed as soon as possible so that you don't have to keep paying, that monthly fee. So yeah, hopefully you pass those accounts this month. If you're on a 300K, it's gonna take a while. Trust me. It took me like about it took me more than about 3 or 4 months to pass these 300K accounts. To pass all of them, all 20. The 300K accounts are just unreasonable. The profit goal and the trailing drawdown is too tight. So it's gonna take you a while to pass those if you're on 300K. The 150K is probably gonna be the good middle ground. Yeah, so that the 150 is like the good middle ground for passing. Anything below the 50K is going to be the easiest, but anything below 150 is kind of, I mean, personally, I think it's just not really worth it. If you're just starting, yeah, the 50K is cool because you're just getting started, but once you get better, you don't really want to trade below 150 because you're just not going to make much profit. You might as well just trade a personal account at that point. Nice, nice. Usman did get the promo. Yeah, 40 bucks is a good deal, bro. If you got it for 40 bucks, I mean, you're cool. Because the possibilities once you get funded are huge, right? So like for me, I'm like aiming to make like 10,000 a day with just one good trade. And it's not even at high risk, it's at like super, super low risk, like less than 0.05 of percentage. So yeah. All right, so we got price pushing back up over here as possible market flow for a buy. Again, like I said, I don't think it's really safe to trade within this area here. Probably want to wait for it to push up higher. I also don't think it's safe to trade with the 15-15. You probably want to trade with something higher, like a 25-25. Let's see, question from, yeah, Kenny said, one good trade is all you need, bro. Yeah, that's literally what I'm aiming for. Just one good trade a day, lock in profits and just keep, repeating the process with low risk. Let's see, Sam over here posted some profits. So let's see. Yeah, Sam said trades for the day fooled around with gold. So Sam over here locked in, nice. 338 for the day overall. Nice work, Sam. Yeah, I mean, profit's profit, especially if you made profit during this type of market. If you guys see how YM is currently moving right now, it's still kind of going back and forth. Right? So this is why I said don't really trade, like wait until price gets out of this area right here. So above the 200 before you start looking for some buys, or before you start looking for some sells, wait for price to break below the 40,000 mark right here. Because there's a bunch of fake outs. Price just spiked up right here, spiked right back down. I wouldn't be surprised if this comes right back up from where it's currently at. If you want to catch the bounces, you can, but it's super risky. You're kind of just gambling at that point. So let's see. We got some team profits over here from David. David locked in 118 for the day, took one loss, and then he made it right back. Nice recovery right there, David. And then of course we have Sam's profits here. He locked in about 300 for the day. Nice work, Sam. Yeah, Max said, yeah, I learned the hard way. I was too obsessed with trading, which made taking losses impossible. Finally learned to not care anymore and just see it as a percentage instead of money. Yeah, same here. It's exactly how I see it. That's why sometimes I'll take wins. I'll be like, okay, whatever. If I take losses, okay, whatever. You don't want to get too excited for the wins and losses because that's how your trade psychology gets, kind of messed up. Let's see, Modi's asking, how do you feel with boredom and urge of not taking a trade? Basically, how long till you call it a day after not getting a trade? Or do you even have to place a trade with even huge spikes? So I'm on a schedule every day, Modi. I don't know if this is your first time on this live session or if you've been here before, but I typically trade between 6:30 and 7. So like if I don't get my trades between 6:30 and 7, then I'm gonna become super, super conservative. Usually between 6:30 and 7 is where I'm taking my main trades. So I have a 30-minute window to take my trades. The reason why I trade between 6:30 and 7 is because you guys can see how the volatility here is very high, right? This is where it's easy to catch, movement. So I typically trade between 6:30 and 7. If I don't get my trade between 6:30 and 7, I'll stay on the charts for a little bit, between 7 and 8 o'clock. You guys can see here that the volatility is starting to slow down a little bit. Between 7 and 8, the volatility dies down a little bit. So sometimes entries will come up, or sometimes the market will just stay flat. So typically, my time limit is 6:30 to 7. If I don't get my trade between then I'm going to be very careful between 7 and 8. 7 and 8 is my last call, basically. If I don't get my trade by 8 o'clock or like close to 8 o'clock, then I'm done for the day. So that's how I'm able to stay disciplined and not really get bored, because you have to focus for like 30 minutes to take the first trades, and then you just got to hang out for like the next hour to see if anything else comes up. So I think that's a problem with a lot of traders, is like you don't really have a routine, right? A lot of traders, they just want to wing it. You can't wing trading. You have to have some sort of structure, some sort of system in place. For me, every day I trade at the same time. I get off at the same time, so I'm never bored, and I never have any need to force any trades. And I'm also taking low risk, so even if I do lose or win a trade, it's not gonna make or break my account. It's just gonna slowly add more profit to it. All right, so let's see. Next question from Modi. Modi's asking, fast track trading, have you heard of them? They came into the prop game hot. I mean, I've heard of them and I've been following them, but there's a couple things that I'm like waiting for. I'm waiting for them to open up accounts with NinjaTrader. I'm only going to trade with prop firms if they allow NinjaTrader, because that's how I can add them to my copier. So if they don't allow NinjaTrader or Tradeovate, I'm not going to use them. So with fast track trading, I do want to use them eventually, but they don't support NinjaTrader or Tradeovate right now. So I will try them out. I'm not going to recommend them to anybody. There's just a couple red flags, like they don't accept credit card payments. They only accept wire or cryptocurrency, which I think is very unusual. Because I own a business too, so it's not that hard to get credit processing. So yeah, the main thing I'm going to be waiting for is for them to get NinjaTrader or Tradeovate. Once they have that, I will test them out, and if I do think they're good, I'll recommend them to you guys. But as of now, I am in their group and I'm following them. I've been in their group for a couple of months now. I've been waiting for them. Like I'm here in their. I look at their announcements every day. There's not really many updates. The website's better though. If you guys saw the website a couple of months ago, it looked like some super bootleg website. Now the website looks pretty decent. It still looks kind of bootleg, but it is a little decent. But yeah, I'm kind of just waiting for the mainly the NinjaTrader Tradeovate, and then once they have that, I'll use them. I'm okay with them not having a credit processor. I'll give them a wire transfer. That's fine with me, because the possibilities are way better than and I want to get in before they get too popular, of course. So guys, another market flow entry right here, if anybody caught that. See, so this one would have been good if I would have waited for this entry right here. If you guys can see this market flow entry, this entry actually came up below the 40,000 mark, which I told you guys to wait for. And then it came down to the target here, which was liquidity. So you can see that now price is below this level right here. This is probably an okay time to take sells, because price is now starting to move directional. You don't want to trade within this middle area right here. But now that price is below it, you can possibly look for some sells because there is some sort of direction. Nice. So Sam actually caught it. Nice work, Sam. Yeah, Dylan said it looks shady. Yeah, no, same here. I think it looks shady too, so I'm not really like tempted to take anything. I mean, it would have been nice, but I think I'm gonna take my break even for the week, especially because I have the new PAs that I'm gonna transfer over. Let's see, Modi said, sucks. I used NinjaTrader 2, took the risk and got an account from them. They're working on bringing NinjaTrader by September. Yeah, no, I hope, the sooner the better. I've been following their updates, and I've been following their CEO, who's been like giving updates too. He said that like they forgot to file some sort of form. So I mean, it's Like I don't know how you forget to file some form like that, but yeah, they're just having issues with getting NinjaTrader. So hopefully by September, yeah. If they get NinjaTrader by September, then I will use them. I don't like using Rhythmic. Rhythmic crossover to NinjaTrader is not really that good. I've had so many issues with them in the past. So that's when I used to trade the Top Step. So I used to trade Top Step Rhythmic on my NinjaTrader, and it just would always have errors. So I'm not really going to bother with Rhythmic. All right, so looking at this over here, yeah, and the thing is, like they said, NinjaTrader was going to be available like this month, which I was excited for. I was like, okay, they said first week of August, NinjaTrader is gonna be released, and they just said they forgot to fill out a form or turn in a form, so now we gotta wait longer, which is fine. I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush. Apex is good enough for me right now, and most of my Apex profits get pulled over to my personal account anyways. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll keep looking for some entries here. Looking at level 2 right now, there's a lot of buy orders that are currently sitting over here. So you might get a retracement at some point. A lot of buy orders that are sitting at the 74 mark. Yeah, so this whole area right here is filled with a bunch of buy orders. There's also a lot of sell orders though. So it might just, and there you go, the retracement that I kind of just told you guys about. And then I don't think it'll hold though. So like what I would personally look for here is I'd look for price to retrace up. And then if you guys are using level 2, I would look for like the influx of sell orders. So this is what I did yesterday during Asia session. I've been testing out level 2 during Asia session. It's actually pretty easy to use during Asia session. So what I was looking for here is I look for the retracement in the opposite direction of the trend, right? So the trend here is bearish because price is below the pivots, trend meter is red, pivots are angling down, divergence is bearish. What I look for is I look for price to retrace up a little bit. And then when it retraces up, I look at the level 2 for the sell orders. When I see a bunch of sell orders sitting right there, it's an easy entry to come back down further. So like I do want the retracement. I actually want price to retrace up. And I just check out the level 2 over here. So I'm not going to take this trade, but I'm just going to kind of show you guys what I'm looking for. So I'm looking at the level 2 right now. I'm looking for double digit orders. There's a bunch of double digit orders waiting right here. So I would have taken the sell at this point somewhere over here, but I'd probably use a bigger TP stop loss like 30-30. Like whenever I see an influx of sell orders, so the entry would happen right there. And I wouldn't be surprised if this thing comes down and hits the TP. It's harder to do during New York session because it's so fast, but during Asia session, I've been looking at it and it works really well. See if it hits TP. And it hits TP right there. See that it's perfect. It like lines up perfect. I look for that retracement and I just look at the level 2, like where all the sell orders are sitting. And then that's why I told you I would have gotten in right here. And you can see it went straight down to TP. So I'll keep looking for those entries. If price retraces up again, I'll give you guys a heads up, like when the level 2 starts to pick up on the sell side, like when the sell side starts to build up. Because it's pretty I wouldn't say simple. It's simple for me. It's not simple for everyone else because I've been looking at the level 2 all week and I'm just getting better and better at reading it. So price is pushing up again right here. I'll let it push up. And then I'll be looking for the level 2 here to pick up again. So level 2 is picking up on the buy side. I probably enter like right there. I'm not entering anything. I'm just giving you guys my analysis of like where I would probably enter a specific trade. There's a lot of buy orders though, but there's also a lot of sell orders. So again, right here, same thing. See if this thing comes down to its TP. A lot of sell orders starting to pile up right here. There's a huge buy order though. It's like waiting. Yeah, this might be some manipulation right here. I just saw a big like 50 contract buy order that just came out of nowhere. but the sell side is still heavy. So like what I've noticed with this here is like I kind of would have to figure out a way to survive like this drawdown, or not drawdown if price was push up. So this right here would have lost. So there would have been one win right here from the first one that I called out, and then this one right here would have been a loss. So it would have been break even at this point. Again, same thing here. I would look for the same thing for price to push up. Let me clean up this liquidity. And I would look for the big orders to come in on the sell side, because if you can catch the big orders, there was probably a big order here. I just missed it. Yeah, if you're following level 2 and you see like right now the orders are between, they're like in the single digits. So they're between like 5 contracts and 13 contracts. When I see a big order, like say a 20 contract or a 30 contract, that's where I'm like, okay, that's the big player who's trying to push price down. And then they start to stack further. And that's when price starts to come down even more. But the level 2 is stacking up right now on the sell side. So just looking at how price is currently moving right now, this is probably going to continue dropping. So I mean, again, if I wanted to enter from there, I would have just entered it in late, like at the level or something like that. So if I was to enter right there, I would just wait for it to push down further. I see a lot of sell orders here starting to stack up further. So this is probably going to push down and hit the TP. There you go, full TP right there. So, like I said, the level 2 is a good it's a good confluence. It's not necessarily like a standalone that you want to use by itself, but if you're looking at, like, for example, here we already have a sell bias, right? Price is below the pivots, trend meter is red, pivots are angling down, divergence here is bearish. You can look for price to retrace up, and when you see a bunch of sell orders just hanging out around here, that's how you know they're trying to push price back down. And that's where you can probably enter and write it down even further. So one of these days, guys, I'm probably gonna switch to a PC, and then I'll be able to put my level 2 like right here on my screen so that you guys can see. It's just a bunch of numbers, but if you know how to read it, it does help a lot. So eventually, whenever my iMac Pro gives out on me, I'll probably switch over to a PC so that I can show you guys everything on one screen. But for now, I'll just keep giving you guys like some sort of heads up analysis whenever it happens. All right, guys, if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. 7:20 right now. There's no entries available here at the moment. But you can see that now that price has finally dropped below the below the 40,000 mark right here. You see how price is now finally dropping? This is what we were waiting for, right? I marked this up for you guys earlier. I said once price comes below this point, or it comes above this point over here, then take your buys or your sells. Now that price is below here, there's more direction. Unfortunately, earlier today, I just got caught in the chop right here, so that's where I got stuck. But for the most part, for the most part, it's good. So I'll come back to here in a second. I'll just add up our trades for the week so far. I'm just going to slowly add these up here. Let's see. So 31st. Say 30th was a Tuesday, 31st. $638. $638. This was a sell order. Loss. See. And this was 642 for a win, sell order. And then we had another win down here, or loss actually. We had like 5 trades this day. 648. So 650. And then one last trade right here at 651. Yeah, so you guys can see this week was actually pretty crazy. It was not what I was expecting for NFP. I was expecting the market to be a lot smoother, of course, but I mean, it just wasn't. Okay, so these are the results for July. If you guys ever want to review this, this is available to you guys. You know, it doesn't matter if you guys are in the group or not. This is available to everybody. All right, so let me all right, so these are our results for July 2024. So for this month of July, we took 31 buys, 10 sells. We barely took any sells this month. Yeah, 31 buys, 10 sells, 26 wins, 15 losses, total profit of 165 points for a total trades of 41 trades for this month so far. Win-loss ratio was 63.4%, which is a lot lower than we're used to, but we have moved to a one-to-one risk-reward strategy. So this is actually pretty good, right? Anything above 50% is profit. We're technically at 13.4% profit for this month. Typically we're a lot higher, like 73%, 80%, 90%, etc. But because we've changed our risk reward, the win percentage goes down a little bit. So not too bad. Let's see, Joe said, what if we start a fundraiser to get you a PC? The thing is, I have a PC, I have my laptop. I just don't want to move away from Mac because I'm in the Mac ego space. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys, if you guys have Apple products, it's hard to go back to PC because everything is connected, right? Like all the video editing software, my cell phone, my Apple Watch, everything is, my Discord is all on Mac. So that's the thing. It's not the fact that I don't want to buy a PC. I can buy a PC. I already have my PC, my laptop. And I just buy screens for it. But for the most part, I already have screens actually. So I technically have everything set up here already. I just I just still use my Mac. You know what I might do? Now that you kind of mentioned it, maybe. Yeah, because what I can do is I can just buy another big monitor. Because the thing is, like, I like my iMac Pro because I have the huge monitor. It's a Pro model, so my monitor is like 30. Like that's why my screen share is so big. When you guys see my screen here, like you guys see this whole thing right here, this is a huge screen. That's why it looks so big on the live stream. Um, I would just need to get a bigger screen to basically match this, and then just use it for trading. Let's see, Joe said we need an intervention, right? We need to have a Apple intervention. We're too addicted to this Apple ego space. Apple everything. All right, guys. So looking at current price right now, there's not really much going on here. As you guys can see, the volatility is starting to die down. This is why I don't trade after 7 o'clock most of the time. This over here is this is an outlier. So typically the market doesn't move like this, very volatile. But because it is NFP and it's Friday, obviously the market is moving very volatile today. But normally this is how the market would move after 7 o'clock. So once this typically happens, this is usually our cue to stop trading for the day. If you guys want to trade, you want to wait for the volatility here to pick back up. But yeah, right now the volatility is starting to get very low. So at this point, it's probably a good time to go back to that 15.15 because it's probably going to flatten out. So yeah, I mean, I'll keep looking for entries here, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm here to help you guys out. So whatever you guys need help with, I know I don't mentor anymore, so this is probably your best time to get your questions out if there's anything that you guys need help with. I'm still working on the hedge fund stuff, guys. So like once the hedge fund is up and running, then I will possibly start mentoring again. I'll start mentoring small groups just so that you guys can, get a good grasp of this stuff. But as of now, I'm just really busy. I'm having my wedding this month, so that's like usually what's taking up most of my time. I have my wedding on the 31st, so um, that's pretty much where all my time's going. It's going to that, and then also studying for the series 3, which I can start the hedge fund, and then from there I'll go back to mentoring once I have some free time. It's just a lot of stuff kind of piling up this month, so yeah, if there's anything that you guys want me to cover, if there's any confusion, if you guys need help with calculating your contract size, any of that stuff, I'm here to help. I want to help. That's the thing. I want to help. I just don't have time to help, or I don't necessarily want to put the effort in as much as I used to. So let's see, Kenneth over here. Let's see, took a loss for the day. So Kenneth over here took a small loss for the day. He lost 210 and 165 on both of his accounts, but for the week so far, he's currently at 5,187. And for his second account over here, he's up 5,383. So he's currently pretty heavy in profit for the week, 10,000. Small loss for the day, basically break even. And not a bad way to close out the week. Nice work, Kenneth. What's up, Modi? See you here back. You're in the group. Welcome to the Discord. Let's see, Joe said totally off topic question. How's your training going? What supplements are you taking? I'm trying to lose weight and gain muscle. So for me, my training program, I'm strictly training for High Rocks. So if you guys have never heard of High Rocks, that's like it's a fitness race that pretty much travels around the world. That's all I'm training for. So training's been great for the most part. I'm no longer dieting. I was only dieting for my bachelor party so I could have abs in Cancun, but for the most part, I'm back to eating whatever, and I'm just training super hard. So yeah, training's good. I mean, training's been great. The supplements I currently take I'm taking, it's called Mother Buckers from Bucked Up. It's like their high stim pre-workout. I take that before my workout, and then during my workout, I take their BCA rack. It's like their higher quality BCA. And then on top of that, what else do I take? Take my basic multivitamins, take a testosterone booster. It just balances out your testosterone. And then just protein every day. Pretty much the basic stuff. I don't take anything out of the ordinary. If you guys are over 30, I do recommend you probably get on a testosterone booster because you start to lose your testosterone, I think, by 1% every year after 30. So if you guys are feeling sluggish or anything like that, I've been taking testosterone booster for a couple months and I feel great. That's how I'm up every morning. I'm just up, ready to make money, ready to go to the gym because everything's pretty much balanced. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, if you're trying to lose weight and gain muscle, I would recommend to stick to a single muscle group workout plan. Like work out a single muscle group per day and then run a lot. I run like 5 miles a day minimum. So that's how I'm able to maintain muscle, but also lose fat. All right, guys. So as you guys can see from the market, there's like literally nothing going on here. I know we're going off topic, but that's because there's nothing going on here. There's possible market flow entries that you guys can take, but the volatility is so low that it's just not really recommended. I mean, technically, this could be a market flow entry right here. And yeah, the volatility is just too low. If you guys take any trades here, you might get spiked out. Like the movement here is going to be very slow, and you might get a random spike. Like a random spike might just come up, and then it might either spike to your TP or it might spike to your stop loss. So I don't really recommend trading in a type of market like this until the volatility starts to pick up at least a little more, because the volatility right now is just a little too low. Let's see, Kenny's asking, what T booster are you taking? I'm taking, so all the products I'm taking right now are from Bucked. I'm taking their T booster called Rut. It's all natural, so that's why I'm okay with taking it. It's just like natural ingredients. There's no shot. It's not like a steroid or anything like that. It's a natural supplement. So you just take the supplement with your multivitamins, and it just balances out your testosterone. Because as you get older, you start to lose testosterone. Like it's just a fact. You know, especially if you're a male and you're getting past your 30s, you might feel sluggish in the morning, you might feel lazy. Um, if you want to just balance out your levels, I think it's pretty good. And I think they have like promos going on right now too, Kenny, if you want to try them out. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Let's see. Adam's asking to, or he said, today I learned that if your copier is on and you take a fuck around trade on a non-lead account, it still copies the trade. Oh, you probably have. So depending on your settings, yeah, sucks to see that, Adam. But I think depending on your settings, because you can set your settings to like if you have ATM copy on, it might copy it over. I think that might have been the case. If you have ATM copy, if it's like toggled on green. Yeah, like if you don't want to copy, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So what happened is it's still copied and then it entered after. Because what happens is like your other accounts, when you trade on the non-lead account, your copier is like, oh, he's in a trade, so of course he wants the other accounts to copy too. So it just copies even though it's not on a lead account. So yeah, in the future, just make sure that you have your replicano closed if you just want to take a trade on one account. But it's all good. You know, you live and you learn. That's how you understand when not to make these mistakes. You know, I made so many mistakes trading. That's how I've gotten better, and that's how I understand how to use a lot of these tools. So the more you know, right, Adam? Like that meme. Um, let's see. Kenny said you're getting good results, good consistent results. Yeah, no, it's been pretty consistent. Yeah. Like I don't feel lazy or groggy anymore. It's not gonna give you like I think it just so the thing with the testosterone booster is that it kind of balances out your mood. Like, you know, sometimes like people get old and they just get grumpy. You know, it's a given. Like people get old and they just get grumpy. The testosterone booster will just kind of balance out your mood. And then from there, you'll have like more energy. You'll have more, you'll just feel young again, Kenny. Like you'll feel like how you were like, you know, back when you were in San Diego. I think that's like the best way to put it. You'll feel young again. Like it's not like something that's going to be a game changer, but it's going to be a complement to like everything else. If you're living a healthy lifestyle, going to the gym, eating healthy, drinking a lot of water, it's going to complement you like definitely. So yeah, I do see results. It's not something that's going to get you all cut up. It's not like a T-ball or something like that or any of those other, you know, testosterone boosters out there. It's more of a natural. It just kind of balances out your mood and then balances out your energy levels. So, all right, guys, it is 7:36 right now. It's getting closer to 7:40. As you guys can see, price is not really doing anything. This is what we expected to happen after 7 o'clock, and this is what happens pretty much every day. The sideways market, price is coming down slightly, but I wouldn't be surprised if this kind of bounces up, comes right back up, and then consolidates even further. I'm looking over here at the level 2 data. There's a lot of sell orders in here, but what I'd be focused on is for price to retrace up. So what I would personally be looking for if you guys are using level 2 data is look for a green candle to push up, you know, against the trend, and then look for the bigger orders. There's some pretty big orders coming in on the sell side right now. It's at the 39,760 level. So 39,760 right here, there's like orders of like 20, 30 contracts. So this thing might just continue to drop from where it's currently at. I'm getting better at using this level 2. The level 2 is kind of hard to follow at first, but now that I know how to use it, it kind of just flows. Like I'm looking at the contract size, and then right next to it, I'm looking at the price, so I can see where these contracts are sitting. And I only have them at 10 levels. So for example, here I have like so this is how my level 2 works. I have 10 levels set up right here. So I can see where all the sell orders are coming from. And then also I have 10 orders, or I have 10 levels down here as well. So I can kind of see, like, if I'm looking at level two, I can tell you guys, like, hey, there's a bunch of sellers coming. So when you see the retracement, you know it's going to come and just bounce off it because I have like the data there. And then vice versa, if price is coming down and I see a bunch of buy orders, I can tell you, like, hey, a retracement to the upside is probably going to happen because there's a bunch of buy orders that are just hanging out right here. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting. It's a cool tool. The more and more I use it, I'm gonna get better and better at reading it. So that's gonna be more beneficial for you guys here too, because I'll just give you guys a heads up. Like if you guys are in a sell position, I can tell you if the sell is gonna keep dropping or not. So right now prices are tracing up. We have some big sell orders sitting at the let's see, they're sitting at the 48 mark. Okay, so 48 mark is like right. They're currently at the 50 mark now. So we got a bunch of sellers just hanging out right here. This is probably a good time to get in right there. I mean, I wouldn't get in here, but one thing, I wouldn't get in right here. But if I was to like look for, this level two data movement, and there you go, its price comes down a little bit. Let's see if it actually pushes down to its TP. Nice. Yeah, Kenny said just order the T booster. Gonna check it out. Yeah. Um, you probably need to be on it for about like 2 months for you to feel because your body needs to get used to taking in the supplement, and then by the second month you're going to start to feel it, Kenny. Just take it every day with your vitamins. So I think you take three capsules a day. Yeah, no, same here. Yeah, I like how it's all natural as well. So you know exactly what you're taking. You're not taking some random like some oils or something like that, right? I think that'd probably be the worst if you take some sort of injection that's just like a random oil. All right, so there goes the entry right there. Would have been a full TP. So you guys can see how strong this level two is. Um, I probably should have looked at the level two a little more when we were entering the trades over here. The only problem is that because of the volatility, it was too hard to really follow. But you guys can see when the market starts to slow down a little bit, you can really look for some good entries here, just based off the level two. So again, right here, prices are tracing up. I'll keep looking over here at the level two to see when there's an influx of orders. I'm seeing some bigger orders coming in right now. It's starting to stack a little bit. Okay, at the 58 mark. 58's right here. Okay, so price pushes up. Look for it to never mind. It's too late now. It's starting to push down. So basically I saw a big order right here at 758. If you got in right there for a quick sell, it would have just pushed down to your TP. So I'll keep looking at level two, guys. I mean, level two is pretty fun. It's I know I'm not taking any trades here, but it's gonna help me be faster at reading it. So I'm just reading the tape right now. Price is coming down again. Again, I would look for price to retrace up, and then when price retraces up, I'll look for the influx of sell orders and then the correction back down. It basically helps you take or look for the correction back to the downside. All right. I didn't take any trades, guys. That is my iMessage. Of course, it'd be my Apple iMessage making a little bloopy noise. All right. So we're getting closer and closer to 8 o'clock, guys. The volatility here is kind of just bouncing back and forth. I'll look for one more level 2 entry and then I'll call it a day. So there's a big order right here at 758 right here. Huge order. Yeah. He got close to it and then it just got filled right there a little earlier. But yeah, I saw a huge 30 contract order right here on the level 2. It was sitting at 758 and then I think they probably brought it down a little bit. That's why it came down so heavy. But yeah, that would have been the entry I would have warned you guys about right there for the sell. In the future, maybe I'll use this level 2 and actually take entries off it. But I think as of now, I'm going to keep testing it and practicing reading the level 2 data. And then we'll use that to our advantage. So I'll look for market flow entries. I'll keep looking for market flow entries. And then we'll just use that to our advantage. So when price does swing up, I'll check the level 2 data if it's coming up or anything like that. It'll probably help us get into market flow entries a little earlier. So instead of waiting for it to come all the way back down, we'll look for it to retrace up. And then before it comes back down for a correction, we'll just get in early. And I think that would be beneficial for us. So Kenny said, you might catch me at a High Rocks race one day. Need something to spice up my fitness lifestyle. I know, Kenny, you should do it, bro. I think you would like it, honestly. I mean, you're a former football player, so like, college football player. So I think you would like it because it's a good mix between like lifting and running. And I'm sure you have a pretty good running background, so you should be solid. Like for me now, it's really just building on running. So I run a lot, like every day, and I mean it'll be fun. I think you'll like it, Kenny. So if you ever want to go, let me know. I'm pretty much gonna do like all of the events here in the U.S. And then once I'm done with the events here in the U.S., I'll be traveling for it. So yeah, it'll be fun. Let's see, Joseph, you're gonna have to go back and watch this live YouTube so I can make a list of the supplements you're taking. Thanks for that info. Got a little longer to spend this money I'm gonna be making. Yeah, no, definitely, Joe, 100%. If you want to message me on Discord, just message me on Discord and I'll give you a list there too. And I'll tell you what I do for my workouts too, because it's not that I keep it pretty simple, but pretty structured as well. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, have a great weekend, guys. 7:45 right now. If you guys don't have to trade, which I'm pretty sure nobody does, I would just wrap it up for the week. Come back next week fresh, and yeah, I'll have my 2,300K PAs by then. So I'll be pretty excited to kick off the trading week on Monday. So, all right, guys. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll